what Americans need to understand is that we have the highest level of oil and gas drilling, not only in the history of the United States, but of any country on the planet right now. And in spite of that, Donald Trump issued a series of executive orders that roll back our commitments under the Paris Climate Accords, that roll back everything that we've done under the Inflation Reduction Act to address our climate emissions. They've rolled back protections for the Outer Continental Shelf and public lands across America. This is not about spurring energy security in America. It's about giving billionaires and millionaires and multinational oil and gas companies kickbacks for their campaign donations. I think it's important for folks to remember that Donald Trump literally invited oil and gas executives to Mar-a-Lago just a few months ago and actively solicited $1 billion in campaign donations in exchange for removing us from the Paris Accords, as well as basically destroying the clean energy initiatives that the Biden administration did. And guess what? Donald Trump delivered on day one. Our job as the Progressive Caucus is to fight back against these pushbacks, to make sure that we're protecting our public lands, our waters, we're protecting the fundamental environmental laws that have made it possible for this country and our people to thrive, to protect the public health, and to make sure that we're protecting the planet. So the specific actions, we're going to make sure that we fight back against the anti-climate agenda. I think there's a lot of interest in engaging internationally with non-state actors who also have a role, as well as to the extent that Congress can, to protect our international agreements. Most of the private sector, including the oil and gas industry, would like to have the international standards for the Paris Accords remain in place. We will continue in the Natural Resources Committee to push back against any and all assaults on the National Environmental Policy Act and the Clean Air and Clean Water Acts and the Endangered Species Act. And we're going to continue to use the platforms that we have to make the American people aware at every moment that it comes about what the Trump administration is up to.